If you're building a service or a product for the consumer market, there is a technical workflow that you can use to get user consent and to start receiving the data from their vehicles. I'll show you in this OpenDev training session how that looks like, and we'll start with an overview of the complete user journey. Here we can see from left to right what happens when the consent is being requested and how that consent is given by the vehicle owner. So we start from the left-hand side, so that would be your service. So it's always starting from your service, if that's then a website, web application, or a mobile app. We support all of those workflows. Technically, we use something called OAuth 2 protocol to get the consent, and it starts from your service. So you would have the user sign up. They might be an existing user, and you have a way for them to connect the car, basically like link my car or something like that. And of course, that user understands what's the purpose of this. For instance, if it's an insurance product, perhaps they get a cheaper insurance premium if they can share the mileage data on a weekly or daily basis, or if it's a charging application, your service could monitor the state of their battery. So from there on, you would integrate that link, you get that link from our developer console, and then the next step, it goes into the middle, which is the high mobility side. We have also something called a driver service, where we inform them about the consent that is taking place. We also prompt them for that consent, and then we ask them which brand they use and forward them to the manufacturer portal. So now this on the high mobility side, what steps are shown, it's different from manufacturer to manufacturer. So still there are some differences today from different manufacturers, and in some cases there are no high mobility steps at all. We can directly go to the last step, which is the manufacturer portal. So every connected car comes with a portal from the manufacturer. So that's for Ford, it's Ford Pass. For BMW, it's BMW Connected Drive. For Mercedes-Benz, it's Mercedes Me. So we have integrated all of those APIs from the manufacturers so that the user can really go through the official steps and give that consent in the manufacturer portal. Once they get there, they will be shown what data is being accessed and for what purpose, and they can give the consent. And at any point of time, they can also go back and see the ongoing data sharing that's going on, and also revoke that from the manufacturer portal if they'd like to do that. Once these steps have been completed, there's a redirect back for the user back to your service, and you will be able to start retrieving the data. Usually after the next time the vehicle is being driven is the first data set available. So it is a few steps on the road, but it is a fully integrated workflow, and you can and all of this is then done by us or the vehicle manufacturers, and in the end you get back on our user consent basically. Through the same type of way, you can also revoke API at any time. So if the user would stop using your service, you can also always use our API to, of course, revoke that access, which you have to do. Now I can also show a quick demo of how this looks like. And we go into our platform. So in our platform, we have different OpenDev training sessions showing you how you set up your data containers and how you get the credentials and how you get the consent link. But for now, I will just show the consent flow itself. So here I already have our consent link set up for demo purposes. So in this specific scenario, we go first into the High Mobility Driver portal, and I would sign in here with my driver account by writing in the username and password. Here we go. If you don't have a password, it's always possible to sign up directly in the flow once you use the consent flow. Here I go ahead, and I'm instantly prompted by what data is being accessed. So we can see here that this is a consent flow test. So this would be the name of your service that is shown, and also the brand that is being accessed, because I have a few vehicles already connected to my account. And for each different data category, we also can see a breakdown of, for instance, the odometer values, door state, engine state, vehicle location. So this test application is requesting access to a lot of data. Of course, always when you build a service, you should keep the data to minimum so that the user is confident in sharing that. But once they go ahead and accept it, it will go through the last steps into the OEM portal, the manufacturer portal, and then back to your service. The user can also go ahead and add a new vehicle by selecting the brands. So all of the different brands that have been activated for your data container is shown here, and the user can enter the VIN in the case of BMW. For some manufacturers, there's no need to enter the VIN. They can just select the vehicle directly in the manufacturer portal. This really depends on how the manufacturer have done the API from their side. So that's how consent is being captured. And of course, the last thing for you to take care of in your service is to make sure that your terms and conditions and privacy policy is up to date according to GDPR, and how you use that data and for what purposes, data retention, and so on. Hopefully this is helpful, and see you in another OpenDev training session.